Fala aí, velho.
Ô, tia, tá jogando com a minha conta aí?
Não,
Não tá como principal ativada? Porque minha PSN caiu aqui, eu não sei, não tá rodando. Ó, toda hora ele entra aqui, ó. Quer ver, ó? Deixa eu mostrar aqui, ó.
tua conta não.
Só vou te mostrar aqui, ó. Tá vendo? Tá vendo, ó? Tá abrindo o PUBG ali, né? E, ó, toda hora
Sim.
tá aparecendo essa informação, ó. Connection to PlayStation has been lost. Error CS004.
Não, mas não deve estar como principal. O principal tá a minha só.
É, não, mas sabe quando tá
Tá vendo?
ativa? Quando fica ativa
Ah,
pra fazer o download, só dá uma olhada depois lá, ver se não tá.
eu já vejo agora aqui, ó. Eu não tô. Hoje eu nem liguei o game, eu liguei agora pra jogar.
Sei lá, porque se você ligou agora, talvez, né, quando ligou, ele, se tá com a minha conta ativa, ele automaticamente me desconecta.
Não, beleza, já desinstalo ela aqui.
E como é que tá as coisas aí, tranquilo?
Tudo aí. Hoje tô de folga, né? Tô
Só pela
passei
boa?
em função da casa. Não, passei trabalhando, Ju, botando meus negócios de gesso. Agora que eu sentei, joguei 2 Warzone e vim ver o jogo do Grêmio e a gente tá jogando aquele Live Strange 2.
Ah, esse jogo é louco? Qual?
O 2 do gurizinho agora, não da guria.
Ah, o Life Strange.
Isto.
Aí, agora conectou.
Hã?
Agora conectou.
Mas eu nem mexi nada, pra te ver, eu continuando. Eu liguei meu game hoje há pouco.
Que doideira, né? Que isso aí aconteceu?
É, então deve ter sido aí, porque eu nem na tua conta eu não entro, acho que é uns 3, 4 dias. E hoje o game ficou o dia inteiro ligado, eu liguei agora. Tem meia hora que tá ligado, 1 hora no máximo.
Ah, tá. Tá, então beleza.
Mas ligou aí, funcionou?
Não, funcionou aí, ó. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo mostrar. Ó.
Tá, eu tenho que te levar o teu Kinect, como é que nós vamos fazer?
Ué, mas eu te falei que eu peguei férias?
Não, pegou férias?
Cheguei. Entrei lá e já peguei férias. É, porque assim, tá em quatro cabeças lá trabalhando, né? 4 cabeças. Então, eu tenho uma férias vencida já, né?
Ah, tá com férias vencida.
É, daí ele já aproveitou e perguntou pra mim. Ele assim, olha, o que você acha? Eu falei assim, não, você vai precisar de mim ou você tá me mandando de férias pra casa pra já não voltar mais? Eu falei assim, não. Eu aproveito e já resolvo os BO lá, aqueles BO que você tá ligado qualquer. E daí já fica, né? Já ficamos tudo certo. Daí eu não posso pegar você com férias vencidas de volta pra trabalhar, né? Eu falei, beleza, tranquilo.
Aí te deu férias.
Me deu férias. A partir de amanhã.
Por um lado é bom. Por um lado é bom, tu sai desse rolo, dessa mucufuca deles, cara. Bah, troço xarope. Eu
Você acha que é chato, né?
Né?
Não, você fica estressado, imagina. Como se a gente não tivesse problema, né, tia? Pra resolver. Mas é foda, não é fácil. Aí, e outra coisa também, né? E ele querendo cutucar a onça com vara curta, querendo que eu ligasse lá pra perguntar se ela que ia me pagar, né? Eu falei assim, Kleber, você acha que eu vou ligar lá? Mas eu liguei hoje, bem na cara de pau, eu conversei com ela. Falei, não, Ana, tudo bem? Como é que tá? Tranquilo? Tranquilo? Daí vai, eu recebo aí, eu recebo com o Kleber. Eu falei direto, na lata, não fiquei enrolando. Recebo contigo ou com o Kleber? Com o Kleber. Eu falei, beleza, então beijo, com Deus. Eu desliguei. Pra não ficar dando trela, né, cara? Porque é gente boa, mas então no processo, tá ligado, né? Acaba sobrando pra ti.
Não, é um tigre, a gente não tem nada que ver, é de
Não, não,
graça,
não.
tá louco?
Não, a gente tem que tirar o profissional, cuidar dos clientes ali, e o resto é resto. Não tem rosco.
Sim, não tem mesmo, mas eu já disse, eu faço a minha lá e não quero embrulho, não tô nem aí, meu. Não
Então
me envolvo mais.
Ei, fica mais. Mas tá usando o negócio?
O VR?
É.
As crianças jogam, mas já jogaram bastante, eu te levo aí sim, a gente combina aí, sei lá.
Vê, o dia que estiver de boa,
Ou
então.
vai lá me visitar, depois das 5, pega.
Beleza, então. Faz assim, leva lá o dia que estiver na loja da minha vez que eu passo lá buscar, então.
Isso, vamos lá bater um papão lá,
Tranquilo?
porque eu chego, a Ana já se manda.
Isso, tranquilo, então. Puxa até um chopp pra nós lá.
Oh, show de bola.
Falou, então. Aquele abraço. Aquele abraço, tia. Muito boa noite, moçada. Boa noite a todo mundo aí. Muito boa noite a todos aí. Sejam todos bem-vindos. Hoje transmitindo pelo YouTube Gaming. Então a galera aí, ó, tá acostumado lá com o Facebook Gaming. Hoje vou fazer uma transmissão aí no YouTube Gaming. Por quê? Minha conta do Facebook Gaming tá estranha. Toda hora que eu coloco a minha chave lá, ou a chave do streaming, ela não conecta. Ela fica rodando e volta e meia ela me desconecta. Então vou ter que fazer aí. Vou fazer uma live aí. No Facebook Game hoje, até pra ver como vai ser, se vai ficar legal ou coisa e tal, né? Já chegou tirando sangue meu aqui. Vou achar esse cara aqui. Vou achar. Tá. Pô, o cara só me esperando, mano. Só esperando, só esperando. Vamos outro aí. Aquecimento valendo aí. Bora pular ali. boca aberta, né, cara? Agora não tem mais ninguém, tá? Calmo, calmo. não, Juninho. Ah, o cara deu um tiro de bazuca no pé, mano. No próprio pé. Como é que pode essa cena aí? Tem que clipar isso aí. Só um momentinho. Toma água. ver se a gente consegue a vitória agora. Esse mapa é mais fácil, né? Esse mapa dá mais... Vou dar uma brincada. Exemplo no fervo, bootcamp, meu irmão. É bootcamp, meu irmão. A gente vai lá, tocar o terror. E vamos ver se a gente consegue sair vivo dali, né? Bootcamp. Tenso. Tá feio o negócio, hein? Tá estranho. Tá estranho, claro que ele ficou assim, ele caiu 2 vezes. Acho que agora foi, hein? Mas que a gente vai jogar no mapa novo, né? Foi muito bem, não vale pra conversar com a galera, né? cair no ferro. Que esses caras, mano? Não acho ninguém. Ali. Os caras tá soltado, hein? Gateway. Aquela treta, né? mas também. pegando no ar, doido. Justo. Eita. Caos hoje, hein, galera? Década de força. Tá rolando, hein? quer? Você quer? Sim, valeu, obrigado. Ah, como é que eu pinei esse cara, mano? Não devia ter pinado esse cara, mano.
Você compra e bate, o dinheiro volta pra você. Baixe agora.
Fala galera, vocês estão no PRJ aqui, fala com vocês vamos para notícias de hoje. Pô galera, olha só, tá vendo? A gente fala a questão do marketing, ou a questão do marketing, que é muita coisa dentro de uma empresa de jogo, pouca verdade na empresa de jogo também. E que a CD Projekt Red sofreu com a questão do adiamento cyberpunk. E é simplesmente uma questão estratégica. Eu falei pra vocês, se eles tivessem dado a data mais longe do cyberpunk 2017, nada desses problemas que estão ocorrendo agora teriam acontecido. Eu falei pra vocês, dar datas erradas tantas vezes faz com que a galera que vai investir dinheiro na empresa fique na dúvida, não consiga confiar mais nos prazos. Isso é muito sério, né? Claro que para novos jogadores, a gente pensa mais nesse aspecto, tipo, melhor dia, o jogo vai ficar bom, a gente só quer jogar um bom jogo. Mas indústria, para o mercado é diferente, né? Isso aqui é complicado. Tá aqui, ó. O site Game Industry BIS reporta que nos últimos 2 meses as ações de CD Projekt Red para queda de 5% nos 2 meses. repercussão negativa envolvendo Pubg. E olha só que loucura, com a queda, a CD Projekt Red deixou de ser a empresa mais valiosa da Europa, voltou para o Ubisoft. Então assim, realmente essas situações todas prejudicaram bastante a CD Projekt Red. Foda. E, né? Olha você, se eles tivessem dado essa data, tá ligado? Já falando, porque sabe lá, galera? Porque assim, é isso, CD Projekt Red. Então, isso, a gente fica nela. Então,
odeio, odeio.
For PlayStation Plus subscribers, is that right, Jonathan?
Yeah, and I think it's actually free until like January 2nd or so. It's free for like 2 months basically. So yeah, you have a little extra time to get it.
It's more like a bug meal. Ooh, just a little snack. Destin, what were you playing that you might not be able to talk very much about?
I just held my DualSense controller all week. Oh, we can actually talk about this. Look, it actually turns on. See, like it lights up blue. Yeah, so I actually did play specifically the Cool Breeze level in Astro's Playroom using my DualSense controller. I can't show you it running, but this is it. Controller feels great. I cannot wait for people to get this. That's what this is. I loved your conversation about it that you guys did for IGN Now. This controller is really, really nifty. It does some really interesting things with the haptic feedback on the triggers, and like when you're the frog and you're doing the jumpy jumps, Thorno.
Sure, yeah, the jumpy jumps.
Really, really cool control.
The jumpy jumps were my favorite part of that level that where you are allowed to talk about it.
I also played Gears 5 on PC and Xbox One X. And nothing else.
That's exciting. You know, I don't know if you know this, but Gears 5 is also a launch game. It's going to be their launch for Xbox Series X. So I don't know if you're aware of this.
Hey.
Yeah, that's true. Ben, what were you playing this weekend that you might be able to talk about?
Well, I mean, I don't have access to any of that kind of stuff, so there will be no talking about bugs next for me. But last time I was on here, I said I am still making my way through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's still happening because I'm going to finish that before about down. But I did play a very short amount of Watch Dogs Legion, so just very, very short amount through that game. And you know, I'm enjoying it okay. It's a weird time for another kind of open world game because it's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit Grand Theft Auto. It feels like a little bit more like the Cyberpunk can be. It's a little bit of an adventure. I don't know if I'm going to continue. I just don't know. I got to finish myself some Odyssey, then Valhalla will be out, so I can get into that. And by the time I get anyone through that, Cyberpunk will be out, and it'll be out. So maybe sometime in 2022.
I mean, that's video games today. At least that's video games when you're in the So played Watch Dogs Legion this weekend, and I think I feel similarly to the way you do about it. I'm enjoying myself, but not overly impressed with it, I would say. Jonathan, Justin, played it?
I haven't yet, unfortunately, but you're not overly impressed with it. I was really looking forward to it.
I mean, it's fun, but you know, we've played some games this year that are real lookers. You'd say, like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2. I don't think Watch Dogs looks all that well, even though it's coming in right at the tail end of a generation.
But the ray tracing, that's all everybody was talking about over the weekend.
PS4 Pro. Yeah, we'll take a look on my PS5. I don't know. But Jonathan, definitely, you guys haven't tried it yet?
No, I haven't gotten able to.
It seems like a perfectly fine Ubisoft-style open-world game. I think I'll enjoy it until Assassin's Creed comes out, and I'll probably move on.
Oh, I did remember one game I played this weekend that I can talk about, but we can also move on. I played Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Yeah. Which I've loved Pikmin since the one came out. It was a bigger franchise. We're still on Pikmin 3, which came out 7 years ago, but it's still so good. It holds up super well. They didn't really do a lot visually, it feels like, compared to the Wii U version, but that series is just so fun to play for me. Like, I could keep replaying these games endlessly and be happy.
Yeah, I like Pikmin 1 and 2 a lot. but I just never got around to playing Pikmin 3, so I need to check that out on Switch.
Yeah.
But we are really here to talk about the strange PS5 news of the day, and right at the top of the list is the news that PlayStation 5 is no more. You're not going to be getting your custom plates for your PS5. Jonathan, can you catch us up to speed on what this is all about? Oh no, we lost you. We lost your audio.
You're like, mute it. You inverted me. So the plates.
I accidentally hit a button. I forgot I had keybinds on Discord, so it muted me by accident. Anyway, so yeah, there was a website that came up, I want to say a week ago, but it could have been a month ago, I don't remember time, that was offering custom PlayStation 5 plates because you can remove the big white fins on the PlayStation. They were offering day one, you'd be able to get new different color variations of these faceplates. Of course, everyone was like, how are they going to do that for day one if no one else has these plates besides Sony? Like, obviously, we have some dimensions and everything, and so there was a lot of confusion going on. And then there was sort of a minor update where you saw where the website basically went away. And we had no information why on it, but then finally we got information from the team at Customize My Plates, which is sort of the company behind PlayStation. And they announced that they've canceled all sales of these custom PS5 plates and will not be selling PS5 plates in any capacity. The full statement they've told us basically that the conversation stemmed from conversations with Sony's legal team, and that trademarks for PS5's removable plates are too complex for a small team to navigate without risk of legal infringement.
Yeah. So, obviously there was a lot of interest in customizing your plates. So I guess at the least, I hope Sony would have some sort of plan down the road to allow us to do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does raise the interesting question because, they've been really great about doing a lot of custom PS4s throughout the generation, like the Spider-Man one or the Death Stranding one, The Last of Us Part 2. Like, they've consistently put those out. But now you can essentially, you could with the 360 back in the day, you can resell faceplates to existing customers rather than just banking on people buying new PlayStation 4s. So I think we'll probably see that during the PS5 cycle from PlayStation. I also wouldn't be surprised though if a boutique market of this does form somewhere on Etsy or whatever, where either you send plates to someone and they customize them for you, or people are able to 3D print them or whatnot. But I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. But yeah, it's a weird situation.
So a couple questions come to mind. How do you think they were able to promise to provide these PS5 themselves?
By saying it. I don't think it was any more than that.
Even though they were taking people's money?
I mean, that's a very easy thing to do. I could tell you I'll have something ready for day one and take your money, but not. But the dimensions of the PS5 are out there, so maybe they were approximating the build and trying to manufacture stuff. Because obviously, we're already a couple months away. So if these were happening, they would have to start being in production. Maybe that's what they were doing, but obviously they didn't have direct to whatever Sony was working on.
Yeah. Maybe just through early footage that Sony released of the PS5, they were able to calculate the dimensions and then 3D print them. Because remember, IGN made our own Xbox Series X after it was revealed, just based on what we saw in a video. We were able to 3D print a version of that.
Well, yeah, they could just offer them for sale, buy a PS5, make the mold, and create them based off of the mold, right? They would have done
yes,
release.
Well, so, I thought they were day one. Is that right, Joe?
They were when they first started up. I don't know if the language changed at some point, but yeah, I think they were aiming for a launch day release for these things.
And then the second question that comes to mind is, I wonder on what grounds Sony would to prevent this, because it's not anything I don't think it'd be anything electrical or mechanical. It's just a hardware that you could replace the existing plate with, right?
Wait, sorry, say that again one more time.
On what grounds could Sony actually block this? Because it's just a piece of plastic, right? That you're putting out in place of the existing plate.
Based on their language, so it's them saying that the trademarks for PS5's removable plates, so I guess specifically the design of those plates is a trademarked product. Because Sony, that would to me imply that Sony does plan to sell these faceplates to people. So they probably have trademarked the look and design of those, and so for a company to just start selling essentially identical things, if Sony has that trademark, it causes problems.
Ben, how many custom plates did you pre-order, and how disappointed were you when they were canceled?
Well, I got all of them. I got every single color, especially that camo one, because I want to be able to find my PlayStation. No, I didn't pre-order any, but it's interesting, like, when you talk about, you know, obviously, the stuff they have. Obviously, it's for that specific design. So we're talking, like, are we going to get really, like, very abstract designs that'll just kind of click onto the side of your PlayStations that, as long as they don't look like the PlayStation 5 ones, you can put them to the side. They can be pointy and jagged edges. I think maybe that could be a future, but there's no way through the life. I think in the first year, you're going to be able to stop all these custom versions of the plates being made. It's, you know, we're all going for 3D printers, as you said. This is going to be, I think this one became very popular very quickly, as maybe being the first, so it's just an easy one to shut down. But it cannot be stopped. It is coming.
Yeah, if nothing else, PlayStation 5 demonstrated the demand there is for custom plates. Or I don't. Also, Jonathan, do you think there's a chance it indicates dissatisfaction with the design of the PS5? People just really want a different color.
Probably some. Like, I do know a lot of people are wondering why there isn't a black version of the console at launch. Like, I think a lot of people were surprised that it was only in white, especially since PS3, PS2, PS4. Like, ever since the original PlayStation, they've gone with at least, like, the first color for the console being black. So I think that was a bit of a surprise to people. So I think there's definitely that demand. But I do think, you know, given the right types of faceplates and the right designs, I think there's probably a pretty good market for interest in those things. But as Ben was saying too, I think them being the first, and they kind of like, people caught wind of them and they blew up really quickly, probably bigger than they may have anticipated. I think that made them a very easy target for all this too.
Yeah. Destin, what's your take on all this? Obviously, Sony apparently it's a legal right to block third party from creating custom plates, but like, should they? Is it a bummer?
I want my 32,000 pre-order plates. That's all I want.
32,000.
Yeah, like, that adds up. Seriously, come on, PlayStation. It's not. It was a nice design. Like they could just sell stickers that you just put on top of it. There could be etching stations where you could go and have them custom, like etchings or something. You know, like we can all go back to malls. You can just go in and bring your plates in and stickers or something. You know.
Yes, I think you can have stickers at home. I don't think you have to take it to the mall to put stickers.
You can have super fancy stickers, like on your car.
Yeah, professional sticker places to get stickers.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. That's what the company formerly known as PlayStation.com is selling now. They're selling skins for PS5. Yeah, still you can at least get those. Okay, I think we've spent enough time, just about 15 minutes, talking about plates or the lack thereof. Customized plates on PS5, but that's not all the unusual PS5 news today. There's also the fact that the PS5's DualSense controller will not work with PS4, but it will work with the PlayStation 3. Is that the situation, Jonathan?
Yeah, people have basically been able to find out that you could connect the DualShock to a PS3, but as far as we know right now, it will not have any compatibility with PS4s as of right now. Now, I've seen people even connecting it to like Nintendo Switch, which basically just kind of confirms it is a functional and usable Bluetooth controller, which the DualShock 4 had some issues with. It was very like proprietarily built, and so this just seems like it's a little bit easier to use from the start.
No, I don't personally think this is that big a deal. I think it's more strange. It's not.
I mean, other than just there may be something in terms of the way it's talking to the consoles that prevents it, and because the PS3 was built on very strange architecture, there's some loophole in that allows it to connect. But yeah, as of right now, it's just sort of a like uncertainty why it doesn't connect, but we know at least like Sony is really bullish on getting you to use and adopt the DualSense rather than hold on to DualShock 4s. So maybe I think it's more of a like they didn't want people holding on to their PS4s but buying DualSense when none of the functionality could be used.
Yeah. Destin, you were saying the praises of the DualSense controller earlier on. Does it bum you that you can't also use it on your PS4?
Yeah, I mean, my PS4 is basically going to go in the closet now, or because most of the games that like work on the PS5, according to the press release. Yeah, I like the controller a lot. I would have liked to play PS4 games with it. I'm sure they'll do like a firmware patch or something to make it work someday, right? Think so? Yeah, I mean, like it's just a firmware thing, so they could probably just have you plug into the controller, update your firmware, and then you're good to go on PS4. That'd be nice. Saying.
Shuhei, we know you're watching.
You watch Monday, man.
But only Monday.
Only Mondays, yeah. His weeks get really busy.
Yeah. I don't know, Ben, is this an issue for you? Were you planning on still using your PS4?
No. Definitely was not. No, I'm moving on with my life. I think we need to move on. We get new consoles. I think it's time the PS4 goes away. I understand all the love for those games, and I have that love too. But I only have so much time in my life, and I want to move on to the newest, best thing. I think somebody saw online, could have been even former IGNer Alana Pierce. She suggested, if you're done with your console, donate it to a hospital in need. And so I might do that. That sounds like a great idea. So no, this controller issue makes no sense to me. I'm definitely not going to PlayStation 3 with the DualSense, tell you that.
Yeah, I guess I could just see the case, like, if you were going to keep all these consoles, like, hooked up and you were going to be, like, switching back and forth, it would be nice to be able to use the same controller. But even then, you know, you'd have to, like, be syncing it with each different console, right? So it doesn't really seem that practical. Certainly doesn't seem worth getting all riled up about. Although if you look at some of the comments on our news story, some people are riled up about it. Actually, I forgot to mention a thing about the plates on PS5. Jonathan, I had no idea you could customize your plates on your PlayStation 4. Did you?
Vaguely, I think, and then never did. But yeah.
I checked. You can check on the I guess the PlayStation Store online. You can buy officially made, differently colored plates for your PS4.
Switch it out. The standard PS4 or the Pro?
Well, maybe both. Probably the standard one. It was probably for the standard one because then no one used it, and so they gave it up on this one. That's a scoop. That's something I learned today. All right, Destin, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Yes. Take it away. You're going to talk about Anthem for 10 minutes.
Okay, so
What is it? News on what's coming.
What's news?
On what's coming.
it's coming. Next 5 years, I'm telling you that. Big comeback. Coming up nowhere. Basically, an update was released by Christian Daly. He talked about all the changes that they're making behind the scenes to Anthem, to launch Anthem 2.0. That includes how javelins are going to play, the different builds that you can make, and they have just this swath of basically concept art. And you're going to have a choice of experimentation in your loadout. All items are categorized to one of the 11 available equipment slots. Weapons are either primary or secondary, allowing distinctiveness in their role. Mods and artifact slots replace components. Manage equipment and abilities in your loadout screen. And we have a few animations and such. Like this is a pretty substantial blog post where they dramatically changed the look of the menu systems and how you can swap out your melee abilities for either a primer or a detonator. And the game looks totally different. So the thing about this, though, David, is I don't think we're seeing this anytime soon. Yeah, this is like 3 years out at the earliest.
right?
They keep dripping out this like slow drip of information about what 2.0 is going to be whenever it finally arrives. But then, like, whenever that is, who's going to care?
Yeah, like I would love to be wrong and just see a massive, like, No Man's Sky sort of comeback story. I love comeback stories when a fellow team can come around and just make a cool game, or a game cool in the public's eye. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's gonna be too far departed from the original game. Like, they should just release a new Anthem in 5 years or something.
People are going to work every day to work on this game. Like, when is it going to run this like 2.0? When is it going to arrive? How do they roll it out? How do they, like, how would EA announce? Okay, Anthem 2.0, it's here, without people like mocking.
Well, yeah, let me actually sort of question back to you and just ask, what would get you interested in Anthem again? Would it have, like, a trailer comes out, what are they selling you that you're going to get Anthem?
That's a pretty good question. Jonathan?
Nice deflection. I mean, so for me, I played Anthem at launch, and the game that it's the best Iron Man game that's ever existed. The, like, flight and controls are so cool. I just didn't, like, really care about the world, I guess, and, like, that is something, that BioWare is known for character and world building. I just wanted a reason more to care once I was outside of that, like, first-person hub area, and then you go into the missions, and I was like, I'm just not doing anything interesting. I would need to see gameplay, like the mission-type gameplay, and honestly know what has changed about that. Because even, like, outside of the loot problems that I had, for me, it was just kind of like, if I've gone out and shot 5 enemies, I've done it, for all of them. It feels the same, so...
Ben, how about you? What would it take for you to get interested in Anthem 2.0?
For it to be a different game. There's no way I'm going and buying Anthem to then update it to 2.0. I'll tell you that much. It needs to be a brand new game that is released, maybe for free. Maybe it's a free-to-play now. I don't know. I'll take that. Anthem, at the time as it came out, it really had this kind of, maybe it's an exaggeration, but like cyberpunk type hype around it. I mean, the expectation over years of what this game was going to be, and then obviously it had issues with it. It didn't look like the game that was in there. The story seemed to be that surrounded the release was how this game just did not meet those benchmarks. So I don't know what they could possibly promise me, since I feel like the name is tainted. So unless you're going to package it to maybe a new IP, I'm already hesitant. So I would have to hear everyone at IGN praise it before I'm like, sure.
Yeah, Justin, for my part, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I'm just not the target audience for a game like Anthem. I don't play really any multiplayer games. So if they made like a spin-off that was like and this isn't the best example, but if they made like Anthem Andromeda, and it was like a standalone thing where you're actually going on an adventure, playing through a story, and you've got your little jetpack man flying, I might check that out again, like Ben was saying, if I was hearing a lot of good things about it. But like what's that?
One day, you're all going to be so hyped for the new Anthem, you won't even be able to believe it. We're going to come back and talk about this episode and be like, man, I never thought they could do it. And just blow it up.
I want that.
I will. Justin, you are the target demographic for a game like Anthem.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. Yes, so much potential. It's just it's so repetitive. Once you're out, it's just so easy to never come back. And they haven't released compelling content to even bring back their core audience, so.
Yeah. Which brings me back to, I don't understand how EA can possibly hope to actually relaunch this game. It's going to be at least 2 years after its launch.
I gotta ask you guys, do you think the name's like tarnished?
I think a bit, like with a core audience, I do think like anything, even if the new version of Anthem is just amazing, I still will think of it associated with Anthem, the base game that came out and had all these issues. I don't know if the solution is like Anthem : something else. I don't think Anthem 2 is probably Anthem still in the name, a new name entirely. I don't entirely know the solution. I imagine they're probably thinking on a marketing level of like what to do, because if the new version of it is great, you probably want to get that to a lot of people to get the word going. Like I can't imagine you stealth release Anthem 2.0, whatever it is. Like they really have to think through the marketing of this one.
Yeah, it can't be just Anthem 2. I think you're right. It has to be something totally different that separates it from the original launch.
Well, EA's marketing department has their work cut out for them on that one. Let's see, we've got time for some breaking news before we go. Ooh, this is an article that just went up on IGN. Demon Souls PS5 has over 180 guide videos in the UI. Jonathan, can you fill us in on this, or should I read off of our article?
A little bit I can help with it. I think it's coming from a Washington Post interview with Jim Ryan from Sony, and basically it's one of the new features in PS5 UI is if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, it's locked behind that paywall, unfortunately. But basically, the games that do use this service will be able to offer in-game help to you as you're playing. So there's the new activity cards that you can kind of zoom out to for the main hub of the PS5. And you can see objectives are coming up, like you have to do X, Y, and Z, and the ones that do have the guide help will have a little like PlayStation Plus symbol, and I think it's like a microphone or something, and you can click that, and it gives you essentially levels of help. So sometimes it's maybe like a one-sentence hint, maybe it's a screenshot, maybe it's a video. And obviously, Demon Souls apparently will have 180 videos. We don't know the extent of what those videos are going to look like, because it is, Demon Souls is part of a long lineage of games. It was the founding of the modern Soulsborne genre, and it's a genre where the whole point is kind of figuring stuff out yourself or like with the community. So being directly told by the developers, stuck here, well, you should use this axe and have 5 potions of this type in your inventory, and this will help you get through the boss's weak points in X, Y, and Z, feels not within the spirit of Demon Souls, but they are very adamant that they're not having difficulty levels, so this may be one way to bypass that for people who do want to experience it but just don't want to go through the hassle of trying to figure things out. Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't realize it was only for PlayStation Plus subscribers, which is a strange thing, because in the layers of hardcore gamer, for lack of a better word, I bet the people paying for PS Plus are definitely more on the hardcore side and maybe need game help less than someone who's just picking up a game at Amazon or at Target,
It's a weird one. It's either them thinking the people who are the more dedicated gamers are the ones who do seek out game content, maybe, and so that's why they would want it. But yeah, it's also just an unfortunate fact for people who maybe can't afford a PlayStation Plus subscription after they've had a system, or if they own PS4 and can't afford it right now. There is a paywall to it, but I do think it just speaks to the larger question of PlayStation doesn't really know what to do with PS Plus right now. The value of why you get it is much different from the value of getting it when it was launched. So, bit of a weird situation.
Welcome back.
Yes.
I was always here. This happened last time, by the way.
It was actually airing our exclusive footage of Demon Souls on PlayStation 5.
Yeah. They swooped in real quick.
Yeah. So wait. So Ben, did you hear all that?
I did. Yeah, definitely paying attention.
So what do you think of just the idea of having these game help videos built into your UI and provided by the developers themselves?
I think it's really, really kind of exciting in a lot of ways that it's going to be that easy. Previously it's like, can't get past this bit. I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to look at the IGN guides. IGN.com, everybody. Wait, this is going to be my side of business. That's awkward. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know how much I will use it, because I still want to figure things out myself. But I think for those gamers that really just want to experience it, who aren't into so much the figuring everything out, it's a great resource for them.
Yeah, definitely open to it. So I'm definitely not above using a guide. If I'm starting to get frustrated in a game, I don't play games to be frustrated. I'm trying to enjoy myself. It's weird to think of like you're a developer making your game, and now Sony maybe is going to require you to produce your own game help content and include it in your game. Like, Jonathan, are you thinking like this is like only certain games, or is it going to be required across the board for every game on PS5?
It's not required as far as we know, especially because it is, as of right now, it's up to the developers. There's no word on like if they'll be crowdsourcing it or working with like dedicated fans or with like the QA team and expanding that. It's unclear. So right now it is a thing that's up to the developers to implement. I don't think they have to. My guess is everyone is going to at launch because it is probably it's encouraging everyone in the early months. But yeah, it does raise a lot of questions of, art needs to be gathered, sets need to be figured out. Right, the writing has to be checked. There is now essentially new roles or new responsibilities that can be added to the game development team if they have on-staff help.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will need to do VO if there is VO. Someone, they might require video editing there. So I don't know. It's a brave new world. Destin, what's your take on this before we have to bounce?
Everything's going to be fine.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. Voice of reason.
People are still going to look up specific stuff on their phones. I don't know how it's going to know the exact potion that you're looking for, or the exact mana strategy that you're looking for in any specific game. I'm really not worried. I think it's going to be very situational. What they're able to offer for consumers, and I think IGN offers a lot of compelling content in addition to whatever they're going to be offering. So, competition's good. Maybe we step our game up and our videos are on Sony's platform.
That's true, and that's interesting. You think it's more of a situation where people won't use it, or it actually won't be very useful?
No, I think it'll be useful. It's just I don't know how the game's going to be able to detect the exact thing that you're trying to get done in the game. Like oftentimes in Skyrim, one of our most popular guides was like how to get Daedric cards. And how are you going to know that a user wants that specific thing? Like at what point are you going to give them that quest? And if you give it to them at the wrong time, how are they going to be able to navigate and find that? It's something that, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. It's sort of taking a wait-and-see approach in my mind, because I think it will be helpful in certain scenarios, but not every scenario. And I think that's where somebody like us comes in.
Yeah, but to your point, it is easy to imagine a situation in a game like Demon's Souls. If you're fighting a boss, you fail 3 times in a row. The game probably knows what part of the game you need help with there, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
If it doesn't, with problems.
Yeah. Exactly. Here's the good news.
Demon's Souls, there's so many different ways to beat a boss too. So it's not like there's one answer.
That's true. The good news is we won't have to wait too long to see how it all works, because of course PS5 is out next Thursday, November 12th, alongside Demon's Souls. So we'll find out then. But that is going to do it for this edition of News, Games, and More. Thank you to Jonathan, Ben, and Destin. Remember, you can find us here every day, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific on IGN's YouTube channel. It's a live news show just talking about all the biggest news topics of the day. Everybody get a good sleep tonight, because I have a feeling somehow that tomorrow, November 3rd, is going to be an exciting day. So everyone's going to want to be well rested. In all seriousness, everybody stay safe out there. Good night. Actually, we won't see you tomorrow because tomorrow's exciting. But we will be back. And with that, good night.
Ah, não, mano. Estou querendo trocar a roupinha. Fina mesmo, fina mesmo. Uma saideira aqui, galerinha.
na direita.
Aí, achei que não ia puxar o ultimeira aí, agora a gente vai sair a saideira.
Zodíaco. Eles são astros do pagode. Os poderes mais românticos do universo. De Laura. De cisne. Dentro do meu peito, sempre uma saudade. Não precisar dizer o mal para salvar a sua vida. Espere por todos e nada. Está dentro. Claro, mas eles terão que passar pelos 12 pagodeiros de ouro. Diários de ouro. De gêmeos. Signo de câncer. Signo de leão. No zodíaco. Eles são astros do pagode. Mais romântico.
Valeu, obrigado, até mais, fui!